So today in Camp Canoa, we're going to show you how easy it is to space plan on Canvas. And we're the only mood board tool where you can do this, where you can actually design to scale in your mood board. A lot of mood board tools just allow you to create mood boards, inspiration, presentations, or you also then have separate programs that allow you to space plan. So CAD, Revit, SketchUp, but we've combined the two. So we're really excited about this feature. Before you can even start space planning, you need to upload your floor plan. And we actually have two ways to do this. You can click on this icon here in the toolbar, the one with the up arrow. When you hover over it, it'll say what it does. So this is our upload icon. And here you can upload image files like JPEGs and PNGs, but you can upload also CADs, so DWGs and DXF. So you can use this icon, or you can just simply drag and drop from your desktop. So I actually have a couple of floor plans that I have saved. We do have kind of best practices here. So just things, little tips that we like to share to kind of make the uploading process very seamless so you don't encounter any errors. But I've got a couple of floor plans and I'm literally just going to drag and drop. And basically you'll see that you're going to get this window that'll say it's processing. And then once it's ready, you can click this add to canvas and you can just pop it in. And there you go. So you can see this is kind of a duplicate here. One thing I want to say, once you do bring a CAD file into your canvas, it no longer becomes a CAD file. So you're going to see when you click on it, it says PNG. And that's because we are an image-based tool. So everything we do is in images. So we're taking your CAD file, your DWG, and we convert it in backend to a image-based vector line drawing. So it doesn't function like a CAD anymore. You don't have your layers. You can see you can't access any of your walls, your tags, nothing. So however way you see this file in your CAD is how it's going to come into your canvas. So if there's certain layers that you want to show or you want to hide, just make sure all of that is ready to go before you bring it into your canvas. But once you bring it in, this drawing is now to scale. So you can verify that by hovering here and selecting the measure icon or just typing M. And then you can do a couple quick fits. So you can just measure your doorway just to verify that it's 3 feet, which I'm going to zoom in here because our font's very tiny. So that's one way you can do it, and just confirm that it's to scale. So just a best practice always to double check. But once I had it in my DWG, you could see how easy it was just to drag it in. And now I have a base plan that's to scale. So that's one way if you have a CAD file. Now, if you don't have a CAD file, you can also just bring in something like an image file. So say you had this floor plan in a PDF, you can take that PDF, save that floor plan as an image file, and then same thing, drag and drop it in. So I already did that here. This is an image file. Now, I would need to scale this. So this one I have to scale manually because it's an image file. It didn't have any kind of scale attached to it. So you can see if I do a measure here, this known dimension is supposed to be 5 feet, but in truth, this is coming in at 1'3". No big deal though. So I'm just going to select my image and I can either click on the scale floor plan icon up here or down here, scale object. Either one will do the same thing. And it's going to ask me to select some reference points. Now I know this hallway is supposed to be 5 feet, so I'm just going to click at the start of the dimension line and then click at the end of the dimension line and put in the dimension it needs to be, which is 5 feet, and then hit scale. And now this drawing is to scale. If I don't have a known dimension line, same thing, I can use a doorway and use that to scale as my first and second reference point. So two ways to start scaling or working with scaled floor plans. You can either bring in a DWG or manually scale an image file. Now you have your floor plan. Now you need your products to start laying out. So same thing. We have a couple different ways for this. And the first way is obviously the easiest. We have our product library. So our product library, if you go back toward here, when we're navigating through all the different features, this is our library database of almost 20,000 different products. All of our products are synced with different manufacturers. So as you know, if we uploaded your products in here, we could then create a live link and sync with any data. So as you are uploading or modifying any SKUs or counts or what have you, we could have a connection with you and products. And then all of our products are enriched. So all of this data you can see has the manufacturer, the name, the size, and then also things like a product drawing, and then whatever images. So we've got one image here. We can have many different images from all of the different product images available. So this has all of the details, including list price. So this is for all of the products within our product library. And when you are in Canvas, you have the ability to search through all of that from within your canvas. You can toggle on details so you can see something specific. If you're looking just a general space plan, like say you're just trying to do a quick fit plan, we actually also have standard blocks. So if you filter here in brand for Canoa standards, you can see we've created some very generic blocks. They're not associated with a specific manufacturer. They're just different products with some kind of general pricing based on different categories we've assigned. They've got general drawings, and then you can just drag them all into your floor plan. When you toggle between all the different views, you can see that you've got your scaled 2D drawing. You've got that generic image view. Because this is a generic, it's just a cartoon drawing. And then you've got all of those product specs you saw before. So all three of these, without having to do anything, all this information is just housed here in your canvas. But now you can take your 2D drawing specifically and start designing with this. And this drawing, like I said, is to scale. So now you know that you've got scaled product drawings, you've got your scale floor plan. So you have everything you need essentially to start designing. So that's one way. Another way is you can copy from different canvases. So some of these are different manufacturers that we have. And rather than you having to go through this very it's not a hard task, but it is a time-consuming one. Like if you don't want to sit here and look at all of our different seating options, you can go to a manufacturer that you know you like. So if you, same thing, go back to our products and go to our brands, you're going to see all of these different brand storefronts available to you. And specifically, these are some of our preferred brands. They have partnerships that we've worked with. And what's great about them is that they have their own canvases. So here you can just click on their canvas. They'll have products available. And you can just say, oh, you know what? I like everything from him. I'm just going to drag, select, control copy, bring it into my floor plan, and then just paste. And now I have all of these products. I didn't have to search anything. I could just drag and drop. I can take all of these products from their card view, toggle to their drawing view, and now I have all of their product drawings. So all in one program. I haven't had to switch between CAD or go to even different websites. I was able to do all of this just by staying on Canoa. And then the last way we made it even easier. If it could be any easier, we have done it for you. We've actually started to compose what we call kits. And here, you don't even have to now lay anything out. We've got some different products that we've already arranged in different configurations. So if you're looking to space plan a meeting room for 8, you've got this kit right here. If you are looking to do something even bigger for 12, you've got this kit. We've got a bunch of different ones for you to already choose from. And then you can just take your frame. I'm going to just move it out of here just to make it a little easier for me to work with. And then I'm just going to select all my products. And now I have all of these to start designing with. So I haven't had to do anything, right? I've already got these already pre-made. And you can find that here when you go to resources on our main website. We've got templates available for you. And we've got all of these, how to start space planning like a professional interior designer. And same thing, this all exists in a canvas that you can copy paste. And then you have everything you need to start some initial quick space plans. So a couple different ways for you to easily get started. Now we've got your 2D drawings. If you've decided that, okay, you know what, I have specific products I'm working with, these kits weren't for me, but I do need to start laying them out, we also have some design features that we've incorporated. So, you know, I've got my conference room here. I have 7 chairs. I can just easily, you know, very sloppily, quickly just start placing them. And then we've got the ability to distribute as well as align. So I've started to place these 3 chairs here. I want them to be evenly spaced. I don't have to sit here and fuss and try to figure out like what the spacing needs to be. I can just select all 3. I'm going to right click. I'm going to select distribute selection, and I want them to distribute evenly across the horizontal plane, and it does. So all of these I know are now evenly spaced together. This guy, I was even more sloppy. I just brought these in. I'm like, but that's fine. I can now align them at the top, so the top of the drawing, and then same thing. I can either distribute by placing them however way I want, and then just distributing against that horizontal again. And then, like I said, making sure that I align so that they're all even. So now everything matches without having to sit there and be like, okay, let me move this drawing a little bit over here, a little bit over there. And then you can just take the whole thing and I can just drag it in to my drawing here. So if this wasn't here, I could easily just drag it and place it where it needs to be. And then to make it even easier, I can select it all, right click, and group everything. So now, once I know that this is a layout I like, I don't have to fuss with all the different parts and pieces. I can now move them wherever I need to go as one big group. Then obviously, if I need to move anything around, you can just ungroup them. And then you can move things to everywhere. So very handy. It definitely makes space planning a lot easier. So especially when you've got like bigger components, like say these workstations, I've grouped them already. And now I can also duplicate very easily. So I'm going to select my group. I'm going to select either the Alt key or the Option key, depending on what platform you're using. But on your keyboard, I'm going to hold it down, and then I'm just going to drag. And so now I've easily created another block. I can now distribute these along this horizontal plane if I want. And they're evenly spaced. I can do a quick ballpark and try to see if they're evenly spaced to provide for clearance. So the spacing between each dot is 1 foot. So I know this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet apart. But I can also take an accurate measure of that and go here. So they're actually about 6'3". So if I'm okay with that clearance, I have this. Otherwise, you know, if I want things to say, you know what, I want to move that a little bit over, and I want the same thing, distribute more evenly, I can do that. So very quick, easy way to just start doing your quick space planning, doing a really good fit test, but you can also do a little bit more of a rigorous layout by using the measure, by duplicating, and by being more precise. So a lot of different ways to tackle it. But as you can see, because we've got enriched data, you're able to do all of this. Like I said, it's within one program. I haven't had to go to CAD yet. I haven't had to do anything. So got your space plan. You've started to lay things out. What does this all mean? There's even more you can do with this. So we've got something called areas. And what you're going to see down here is that this plan has now become color coded. And what's great about areas is not just the pretty colors, which are great because it helps define your different rooms, but when you create an area, and that's this icon here, or you can just type the A key, you're able to define the area. So you can essentially just draw, and you can do it either by selecting a rectangle, or if you've got a unique shape, you've got the pen icon, so you can like create this like funky curved window part. But this does define this area. And what that starts to do is I'm actually going to click on this one. When I click on the pencil icon, I'm going to see that I can name this. So this is really meeting room 104. So that's actually what the meeting room is called. By defining the area, I now know how many square feet is in this meeting room 104. And it captures all of the furniture in this. So it has a number of chairs, it has my credenza, and it has my conference table. I know the list price because all of this data was enriched. So I also am calculating the price per square foot and then the total list price for all the furniture in this area. I can do that for every area available to me. So this is another great way to start doing very quick double checks. So you have your project schedule, you can confirm your counts, you have a better sense of pricing, and you also can identify the amount of square feet per room. So very, very helpful in obviously doing anything like when you're trying to start moving from planning and designing to specification. You can easily do that through defining our areas. If you wanted to capture all of your meetings and not just meeting room 108, but say, I just want to understand what this area is. I can edit it and I can actually make them the same name. So meeting 108 and 109, I'm going to change this area to the same name. And now when I select it, it'll have all of the information. So it has my chairs in both areas, the conference table, the poofs, everything. So it's easy to play with. You can adjust all your different areas. We actually have different ways to capture the whole floor plan as well. So now you've got your layout, your floor plans, you know what products you've used, you've got a sense of pricing, and now it all lives on the canvas. But obviously you're probably going to not want to just keep this on canvas. So we recently launched the ability to take this layout, this drawing, and now bring it back into CAD. So I've got everything laid out here. I have my areas, I have the products I want. I want to just bring it into CAD because I do need to submit something. I'm working with a team that only uses CAD. Obviously, I have to submit my drawings. So no problem. You can just take all of this. You're going to drag select everything. You're going to see up here the number of items. So when you drag select, basically what you're going to do now is export this into another DWG version. So you can take what you've drawn here and bring it into CAD. You have to drag select because what you want to do is take everything that I can see here. So I want all the products that I've drawn, as well as my image of my floor plan, and then any other details, the areas, what have you. And then when you drag select, you're going to see it's all bounded by this purple box and this downline icon here. So the down arrow will say export selection. When you click on this, you're going to have the ability to select your format. So I could download this as an image file or a PDF, and I can take this whole thing and send it to a client this way. So if they didn't want to work in a CAD file, they literally just wanted an image view, I can export it and they could have it. But I do want to actually bring this into CAD. So I'm going to select DWG and then I'm going to hit download. And I'm going to get a zip file with everything that I can see here. I do have a zip file that has all of my products, as well as this base plan, which is now an image file as an extra. And then I'm just actually going to open up the CAD so that you could see what that looks like. Let me switch windows real quick so that you can see my CAD. 1 second. So this is that file that I opened up now in CAD. And so very faintly, you can see this is the base plan. It's been XREF'd in there, which I can turn on or off. So if I had the CAD file again, the actual CAD of this, I can lay this right on top. I can turn my image file on so I can use that as my point of reference so I can line up my drawing, and then I can turn it off when I don't need it. But I have all of these now as blocks. I've got these areas, which I can just remove if they're not pertinent to my drawing. And then I've got all of these as blocks that I can see property details. So it'll tell me, this window is kind of opening up on the side. You can see that it'll have some of the property details. And then you can actually also edit the drawing as well. So you have the ability to make some edits to the shape and the sizes and what have you. And now you've got a CAD drawing. You can lay it out however way you need to. So it can fall into whatever layout you've designed. Obviously, I haven't created anything in my paper space, but say I had a title block in here, I have a scale drawing that I can use. Or you can also look at this whole floor plan and we can do things like create a schedule. So I'm just going to do it for this area here. So I go back to that pencil tool where it says edit area. And up here on the right, you see this button for schedule. And this allows me to create a schedule of this particular area. I'm just actually going to move this guy over so you can see it a little bit better. But this is, like I said, all of the different counts, the product name, the manufacturer, the size. There's actually even more information. You've got the SKU, list price. You can turn things on or off if you want. So if, say, you wanted just to do it for more of a spec check, and then you can size it so that you can see all that information. And so you can take your drawing, you can take your schedule, and now you've got everything together so that if, same thing, if it's going from design to verification, you've got this to be able to verify your counts and your order. You can then take this also from verification to specification. So a lot of different ways so that you have this information available to you. And then you can also filter. So this is just my schedule for this one room, but I can actually add in all of my areas just by clicking this filter tool here, or filter button, and then I can select all of the ones on this floor plan. So, I've messed with it already. And then you'll be able to do a whole schedule of everything here. So you can have your floor plan, you can have your schedule, very similar to how you function in CAD now. So I could have my floor plan, I could have my schedule. I would just have to do things like add tags or something. So that's one way if you wanted to bring it in as a DWG. If you wanted to bring in an image file, or say you wanted to just start laying it out this way. So this is a sample of how we've done previous lookbooks for validation purposes. We've got all of our furniture pieces. We've got our drawing. We've got our color palette. We can take this layout and either bring a portion of it into our floor plan. So we can I can copy paste this whole thing into here. Or if I want to just literally take a screenshot or an image or part of, create like an image of this floor plan, I'm going to do something very simple, and it's called creating a frame. And this is where I can just take this and use this as an image file. And so I'm going to click on my frame. Oops, I should always lock my floor plan. That is a best practice I forgot to share. And then same thing, I can just export my frame. And this is where I showed you before. You can save it as a PDF, a JPEG, or a PNG. And then I can bring it to another program or bring it back into Canoa and lay it out this way. So a lot of different ways for you to work with your floor plans. A lot of ways we've simplified phase planning and all of that. And then before we close, just one quick feature. We all know that collaboration is a big deal. We've got a floor plan. We've got these different things. Oftentimes we have to give our client so many different versions of something, right? You've got your floor plan as a PDF. You've got your lookbook. You've got your furniture. You're waiting for their comments. You're worried you're not going to pick everything up. If you ever wanted to share your whole canvas with your team that you're working with, your client, whomever, you can. They can see everything on here. You could say, here's my layout. Let me know what you think. Here are the corresponding furniture pieces. Provide comments. And we've got a comment tool that allows someone to place comments wherever they are on the canvas board. So I put one here already, but I can place another one. And basically wherever I place it, it pops up. This is a great way for me to track notes. So if I'm presenting to somebody and they're saying this layout is approved, I can put a note. I can say, the date, and I won't even know what today's date is. It's like the 14th. And I can post this, and it becomes a logged comment. As things are resolved, or if, say, I wanted to specifically point something out to a client, they can reply back and say, no, do over. And same thing. All of this gets saved in this running log. As things do get finalized or resolved, you can click resolved, and it gets moved over to this log. So you don't lose anything, and you're able to keep track of any comment that is happening. So you can make your edits, you can pick up the things that you need to pick up, and you never lose it. You always have it. To turn it on and off, you just hit this. So it doesn't populate your layout if you don't want to look at it, but you obviously have the active record here. Clicking on this will show you exactly where it is. So, you know, anywhere on my canvas, a comment's placed, I can easily find it by just clicking on this board here, and it'll take me exactly to where it is. It'll highlight where everything is for me. Yeah. And then you can also just share your canvas by just hitting share and typing in someone's email address, giving them permission to either view it or edit it. They don't even have to be a Canoa user, or you can create a link that's preview only, similar to what we did when we dropped the link into the chat, and they'll have access to view your canvas. Okay. That's it. That is how you can easily space plan and share your space plan and design on Canoa.